Good morning, everybody. There it goes. I was going to say, it had a delay. It was showing me something else. So I was like, that's why I'd like to start early. I'd rather avoid technical issues and all that kind of stuff. And it's funny because it goes live here and it goes live over here. All right, so I'm Albert, and I've got two types of channels. I'm on YouTube now again, doing more stuff on YouTube, and mostly on Rumble, like most of us, where we can say what we really mean and be direct with each other and that kind of thing. So, what my intent from this channel and doing these lives every day, Monday through Friday at 11. I know I'm a couple minutes early. I know you guys appreciate early rather than late. Me too, at least until we nail this down. But you never know with technical snafus and stuff like that, bouncing from all the little buttons that you have to press to get my voice to you guys right now and be able to help you guys. So I'd much rather start early than late. And I've got a 2-hour podcast today. So got at least 2 guests for that one. So it's not a live podcast. It gets recorded and put out about a week later. So over on Rumble. But I want to make sure I'm driving you guys over to my Rumble channel because over here I can't really seem to. I want to get more eyeballs over here to drive you guys over. I never want to get bounced off this thing. I'm trying to stay within my nice words and not use veteran language and military language over here. And it's definitely not an adult or a child friendly channel. And but guys, I'm just here to help you out. That, as my disclaimer says, that I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a VSO, and all that. What my job is, I'm a consultant, and for the past 6 years, I've delivered over $10 billion to my clients, and my clients are the best and deadliest humans on Earth. So MARSOC, 160th fighter pilots, and I don't say that to scare you off. Yes, I work with Joe. There's 135,000 of you every month. There's 20 million of you out there in total that are still alive and above ground, service members included, that some of your money and benefits you know about, most of you do not. I'm going to say this more clearly. None of you know, not one. That's another part of my language talking to you guys. Not one of you know. And I'm going to give a little bit of a wrap up here and try to push you guys over to my other live that I just did on Rumble. And I'm going to try to do this as family friendly as possible. But as you guys saw this week, even the Whitehouse now is saying that, I won't call them folks like me, but I know stuff. Folks like me, Bongino, Crowder, all this kind of stuff. Those guys are way bigger than I am. But we're the media. I don't want to call it the new media. We are the media. We have been the media. We've been talking. We've been banging our heads against walls as we're getting kicked out of Facebook or Reddit or LinkedIn or wherever in the hell. I mean, I watched Parler go woo, and I won't say I was a part of it, but I saw it. But it's frustrating. It's frustrating. So thankfully, Rumble came along, and thankfully we are where we are now, and not just me, but we being the country, and I think it's better off for all of us being in charge, and we are the media. And I'm not trying to be I don't want to sit at a desk and tell you guys the weather today. I want to talk to you about your money, and that's what I do. So. I had a 3-hour meeting yesterday with 3 marketing agencies. One of them is Trevor. He's my book guy, and we've been under contract for a while now, working on books. So I'm going to talk to you about my books. He says, Albert, get out there and talk about your books. Which are your babies? Go talk about your babies. Which are your books? So I'm going to tell you about my book stuff because I know I've been talking about it for a while. You guys have seen I'm not sure what you see right there, but that's my first book in my series. And so I'm going to talk to you about that today, and as family friendly as I can. Hopefully YouTube doesn't kick me off of this. And if they do, just go to Rumble and watch it over there. But so the White House says we're in charge now. Books. Let me go to my books. Book series. I've been under contract with Trevor for about a year now. I'm working on this book series. And we went to number 1 on Amazon pre-sale into last May. And I did a lot of homework in the summer and to get the book going and chapters done and stuff like that. There was some personal stuff that kicked in for many of us, but it's all good. It's all good. There's even stuff that we all know now that we didn't know last week. that is massively beneficial for my book series to be where it is when it is. So no excuses, just results. But I want this thing, I always think of a mentor of mine said, be different and better. Everybody's got a hamburger, but just be different and better. And so I think now, knowing what we know today, not even last week, we knew the stuff that we know today, that we are way more different and better. So as a country and that kind of thing too. So it's not just an Albert thing. So I'm not trying to be vague there. As a country, we're different and better. The White House is now saying the same thing, that we're in charge now, and we are the media, and that kind of thing. So I'm a nice guy. I'm a positive thinker. I just want to lay that out there in the beginning because I know a lot of you guys aren't. And so let's say 10% of humans are like me. And as a medevac pilot, that's a good thing because I care enough to be shot at to come get you off the battlefield. I've done it before, and I'm doing it here now to help get you guys to a better level of care with your life and with your money and that kind of thing. And I'm a guide. I don't come over and wake you up in the morning and, hey, little Jimmy, get outside. Let's go on a walk together, holding hands and braiding hair. I don't do that. I'm here to help. There's so many of you guys out there. I just, like Trevor says, there's one-to-one, there's one-to-many. And my books aren't for me. Believe it or not, I don't like reading or writing. And even when emails came out, I was like, back in the day when Gmail first started, I was like, oh man, I don't like reading. This is going to suck. But just don't like reading boring stuff. But I know books are important, and you have to have two things. You have to have a guide and a guy. And my book series is your guide that you can put in. This is not it, but it's very similar to this. It's going to be a little survival guide, and small for a reason. It's because it hits straight to the point that I am your guy, and I want, like I have on my website, I want you to start with me and stay with me. And even Trevor was asking about that. What's that mean? And the unfortunate reality is, because so Trevor, John, and Lisa. Trevor is my book publisher, and he's not a veteran. His brother-in-law is a SEAL, and he's out of Tampa, by the way. John is out of Nashville. He and I have been working together. He's been one of my marketing guys. Not my marketing guy, but he owns a marketing agency, so I guess I'm a client his, if you want to put it that way. So, but he's my guy, marketing guy, main marketing guy. And he's out in Nashville. He's not a veteran. His dad is a Vietnam veteran. Lisa is a veteran. She's actually seen a lot more combat straight to face. Like for me, I was able to fly in and fly out and stuff. She was on the ground doing this stuff. So she's thankfully a marketer, owns her own shingle too. And she helps veterans. So make sure you guys are looking them up as we all get to know each other better. So, but last night, Trevor was saying things like, okay, what's that mean? Start with me, stay with me. And the unfortunate reality, guys, is that at least two of those three marketing agencies have confirmed that 135,000 veterans every single month are Google searching for a VA calculator. I'm going to tell you the cheat codes here. That tells me four things with my wisdom of over the past 6 years delivering over $10 billion to the best and deadliest humans on earth. This tells me four things: that you are lost, you're alone, you don't know your next step, and you don't know who to turn to. That's the minimum. In the military, if you were any one of those, you would be in a not good spot. You're all four of them at a minimum. You're in a really bad spot. And I'm using my nice words, okay? You're in a really bad spot that starts with F's. I want to help you. And my number one guide to you is go, when I point this way, it's up my other screen, which is my website. I need you to go to my website. I need you to grab all your buddies, because I call this the family tree. I've been doing this long enough to where I've had husbands come through, then they send their wife, wives come through, then they send their husband, older folks who send me their kids, nephews, stuff like this. What do you think the further down the family tree, what do you think they say? They're like, what the hell? Why didn't I get a call when they first started working with you, Albert? I'm like, I don't know, man. So I go off of what you guys say and tell me, and that's what I know. I know that your family tree wants to be taken along with you. So do your buddies. So that's why I love that I love my airline pilot guys out there that are my clients that are always saying stuff like, Albert, I can't wait to get your book, man. I'm going to buy 20 of them and just carry them around and throw them out the airport and buy more and throw them out. Awesome, guys. I love you. Love you. Appreciate you. So I want to talk some timelines, outcomes, stuff like that with my book series stuff too. So the first 5 F's are things like faith, fitness, and finances, of course, F sounding words and some other bonuses in there. And we went from a 2-hour meeting turned into a 3-hour meeting yesterday because we're just at that point where we're getting it done. So I know I'm probably feeling the same as you, that could this have done some good for you guys 6 months ago? Yeah, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I'd much rather be where we are now and not have to make revisions to it. I'd much rather be able to go, you know what? The wait was worth the I don't know what you call it. The juice is worth the squeeze, whatever. So it was worth the wait. But I'm way happier knowing the stuff I know now. Again, it's gonna be a survival guide like this, super small. You can put in your pocket, buy 20 of them. I think we'll probably sell them like I don't like to be. I don't like the word cheap. I like the word inexpensive better. I think something of value shouldn't be called cheap, but there are lines for a reason. There's a lady says, Albert, stack them deep by selling them cheap. She says that because there are just so many of you, and there's such, and that's why I'm on this channel as well now and doing these lives, is because there's just so many. There's so many of you. Like a good medevac pilot, you're popping smoke. I'm coming to where you are to lift you to a higher level of care. And that's the same mindset. That's a mindset I've always had. That's why I love medevac. That's why I even know I love. It's bittersweet to I know you guys get this, but like I said in the other video on Rumble, is that I told a guy once, I said, I'm a realistic optimist. And he goes, well, Albert, I'm a realistic pessimist. I don't believe blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, okay. Can we at least agree on outcomes? There's 135,000 of you every single month Google searching for a VA calculator. You're lost, alone. You don't know what your next steps are. You don't know who to turn to. Now you know. And let me tell you this, guys. Opportunity is knocking. It's me. Open the daggum door. Go do something for yourself. Again, I'm pointing over here at my website. Okay, go to my website. Pay yourself first. Shop around. Learn. My first month of working with my clients, every Thursday it's baseball practice, and I just say for the first month, just learn from me. I'm going to wipe brainwash off. You're going to see my other clients in the room. If you knew who was in the room yesterday, you'd lose your mind. If you knew who I was talking to yesterday, you'd lose your mind. The unfortunate reality is, no matter who I'm working with, even though I'm a nice guy, so when I do something good for one person, I go, man, there's so many other people on the battlefield still. There's so many other people out there. And that's why, honestly, I put on my website, you guys will see this, although it doesn't look exactly like I want to right this second, it's at least out there to where it's to make us look bad, to make me and you guys look bad. We are not helping our buddies out enough. 135,000 of you at least is popping red smoke on Google every month. You don't know this, you're popping red smoke. You're looking down, your head's down, you're typing. And what that's doing is it's telling the government and marketing agencies, now I see it too, that you're those 4 things. You're not in a good place, okay? And you don't know what to do. Well, now I'm telling you, and your buddies are all out there too. So I just keep going to 135,000. But my point to that too is that even if I were to shave that down to 5% of that big long number, that's like just shy of 7,000 people. 7,000 veterans a month are still out there doing that thing. That's 5%. We haven't even gotten close to that. Shame on us, guys. Shame on us. We're supposed to take care of each other, and we're not. That's why I'm over here talking to you people that need to hear this from here. Go there, go to my website, send your buddies to my website, send your family, send your community, just anything you can do. I call it my one pager. So you can take a screenshot and go my red smoke campaign. It's a one pager. It has all the information on it that I want you to have, and then just get them to my website. Break, like Bonchino talks about on, hey Chris, let's break Rumble in the chat and stuff. Break my website. There's so many of you out there. Break it and help me help you, and help me help more and more of you. And know that when opportunity knocks, answer the daggum door, man. Answer the door. So let's talk about the book stuff and some timeline, because I feel like I haven't said that yet. The book's coming out. My publisher, rather. I would say producer because of P words. Publisher, Trevor, says that we'll have a book in my hand in about a month. So we're aiming for a March 1st book in my hand. Now, there's a lot of other details that are going to go into that, a lot of homework stuff for me to do and Trevor to do and my staff to do and other marketing entities to do and stuff like that to make that happen, and final editing and all that kind of stuff. And but it can be done, and it can be done and will be done. And we're going to announce here soon. When I'm looking around the corner, I'm looking at my wall of calendar and stuff like a launch party, guest speakers. So you're going to start seeing a lot more about, Trevor says, when you have a baby, talk about your baby, or your books are your babies. So talk about your babies, your books, and not baby books. Your books are babies. So talk about them around every corner. So we're going to talk about the launch party. As that keeps coming up, we're going to have most likely a Facebook at a minimum group for that book itself. And title to be determined on that. We were looking over some other titles yesterday, and it's pretty funny. But we're going to have a Facebook group just for that. We're going to have other offers and stuff like this because there's 5 chapters or 5 F's. So things like faith, again, and family and stuff, fitness, and finances, of course, and other ones in there. Force multiplication, that you are the force multiplier, and the word fast is key. And I give you next steps. Do something. I'm not here to just give you warm and fuzzy and paint your freaking toenails. I'm here to help you get to the money that you've earned through your service. And again, I'm a positive thinking guy. Don't make me talk to your widow. Don't make me talk to your spouse when you don't wake up right one day. I've had those conversations, and trust me, nobody on that day wants to be me, especially me. I don't talk about suicide stuff because of my faith. I know it's real, and I call it like darkness. I know you guys start feeling that pardon me, I'm going to kind of lighten it up, like pity party. We've all had them. Hey, man, the world is against me right now. Well, no, you're going to get through this. You're going to grow through that. And what you need is to be with us, other people like us. And that's what I'm here to help out with. So that's what, when I say start with me and stay with me, I guide you to all this money that's buried out there for you and your family and your family tree. And I'm able to guide you at the right time, right place, right money, right order. And again, I'm a guide. So I'm not I'm in your corner, boxing analogy again. I'm a consultant who's outside the ring. I can give you guidance. I can help you feed the entity that needs paperwork for you to get to your money. And usually that's going to be through administrative evidence, medical evidence. That's feeding. Fighting the VA is when you've got veterans' rights attorneys who can appeal, or I call it to do what they're good at, to fight with the strengths that they have. And I know my strengths, and I'm strong enough to say stuff to you guys every day that I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. I'm never trying to, I said this in my Rumble video. Please don't ever take my critiques as criticisms. I'm trying to help you be better. And I know that you deserve better and that you've earned better. We just have to help. Only we can sharpen us, if I can say it that way. And so if you're 5 pounds overweight or don't have $50 in your bank account that you're supposed to have from Uncle Sugar, well, let's work together to make that happen. All right. And again, I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. I said a weird, cheesy line once to my mom, and it's funny, but as I was hanging some of this stuff back here, which, by the way, when I say some of this stuff, it's not the wood things. There are things I don't know how to do, and I don't care to do. I hire people to do things that I don't care to do. But I was hanging up like my check or something, and I said something like, I was just being pithy and self-deprecating, but I said something like, I'm not perfect all the time, but only when it counts. I'll take that. And I hope that resonates with you guys too, because I've done some dumb stuff. As a medevac pilot, coming in too fast or saying something over internal or even saying something over external. And yep, I'm that guy who's done stuff, broken tail wheels and all that kind of stuff. But hey, we all survived and we all came back. We all had another day to live. And I know you guys are making mistakes, and I'm not here to poke at your mistakes and that kind of thing. And I appreciate that you're not here to poke at my mistakes. I'm not perfect. So I'm not here to judge. And I don't do judgment stuff. I do fruit. I know people buy fruit, and I know who I want to work with, and I know who I don't want to work with. And like a lady said this morning, and I'm going to use lighter language, but I love when people can be direct and make it light. She said something like, I know BS when I smell it. So that's me. I know BS when I smell it, and I nicely try to go, yep, that's dumb. Let me help you. That's dumb that this is happening to you. Sorry this is happening to you, but let me help you. I'm here to help you. So let's start off that way. And all right, gang, I'm going to push you guys over to my website and tell you some other stuff that you need to do. But do something every day. When opportunity is knocking, answer the daggum door. I am your opportunity to get you to your money and have you get to your fulfillment. That's what this is. Go to my website, which is right there. Okay. Send your buddies to my website. Follow me on Rumble. Ask questions if you'd like to in the comments below. If you're that kind of person. If you don't want to, don't do it. I host, also, like I said, I'm where you guys need me to be. So I host monthly events too that are on my website. So let me tell you about now 5 things. So on my website is an events calendar, which I was telling you about my other stuff too, or my scoreboard. I always want to say ticker, scoreboard. That scoreboard is to show us that we're not doing our job right. And I'm talking about you. I'm here. I know what I know. I need you to send your people to my website. Okay. Send your people, send your community. So I'm going to tell you about 5 things. Okay. On my events, or on my website, there's an events page that has my live events that I do on Rumble, on YouTube, on my podcast isn't in there because it's live. It's a 2-hour-long podcast every Friday. Today I've got at least 2, maybe a third person coming in. So if you want to know about my events, I also host. You can make it. There's a little arrow pointing to it. Says you can change the view. It lands on my stuff. It lands on a weekly visual, but you can toggle it and change it. There's a little arrow points to that. Shows you can change that to a monthly view or even a list view if that helps you out better. And so it has on there my YouTube, Rumble, usual weekly events for my clients. So I do Town Hall Tuesdays. That's mostly for my clients, but you guys could probably ask. If you've already chatted with me, you can talk to me about some other stuff, because I'll tell you about it once a month events that I host too. That's a better place to start. If you have no idea where to start, number one, start on my website by paying yourself. Paying yourself. As you get on my website, you'll scroll down and you'll say step 1, pay yourself first. And that's a video screen, me sharing with you how to get your back pay clock started and verified. So you know that your back pay clock is started. If you want to go the slowest route, hey, Albert, I don't know who the heck you are. Never heard of you before. Okay, fine. Then maybe you're the one that wants to go to my monthly briefing about veteran money. Start there. I just do it once a month, and the links are there. I host a once a month F briefing as well, and that's on there too. Then once you get deeper into the funnel, if you want to call it that, then that's when you'll participate with this kind of stuff or a live or whatever it is that makes you feel comfortable. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. But just keep in mind, once you start your back pay clock, which I highly recommend you do, you only have a year to file your claim at that point. And you're going to want to know things. So, like I said, start with me and stay with me. So let me tell you about my 4 of the things on there. So events calendar, we've got 4 other interest forms. Yes, please and thank you. Share those with your buddies and with your company and groups and stuff like this. So, and not in any particular order, but there's a thing called force multipliers. That is a 1099 contract with me where you guys are mostly my former clients or current clients, somebody who knows me, who goes out there and helps onboard more and more people, because I can't do everything by myself. And these are all woven in with like, I'll think of it like a figure eight, like, oh, if you want to be a force multiplier, you probably need to be on my podcast. So again, podcast, that's on there, podcast, interest form. And these interest forms are very simple. Pretty quickly, you guys are able to tell me what you did and what inspired you to reach out. Something like that, right? Who are you trying to help, kind of a thing. So podcast, I'd love for you to be on my podcast. And we are not, my podcast is not about talking about I've been there, done that stuff, talking about war stories. We may pluck that in every now and then, be like, hey, I was there and I did some stuff. And so that's me, and that's battle hardened or whatever. But I'm not there to talk about blood and guts all the time, kind of thing. So I hope that doesn't, hope you understand that. We are here to talk about pushing things forward in a good way. Thirdly, there's partnerships. Partnerships are anything from somebody who's an individual who's a super connector, and that's just really just a referral. They want to send more people my way, and they just want to be serious and genuine about it. So partnerships, and also partnerships could be something bigger, like Lisa is going to have her firm on there soon, or I won't say firm, agency, marketing agency on there. And because she's been on my podcast, she's a force multiplier, she's helping me out by helping you guys out, stuff like that. She's a combat veteran, man. She saw more combat stuff than I have. I get to fly in and fly out and have soft hands. She was out doing this stuff. So yeah, you get to know Lisa pretty well. Partnerships. Fourth one is veteran community outreach. Whether you have a small, intimate coffee group that you guys get together every week or once a month or something like that, get me in front of your people. Even if it's a gigantic group, like I always use the example that Salesforce has Vet Force. Good, get me in front of them. Fill out the form, get me in contact with those folks. Because 135,000 veterans a month, 20 million veteran service members and their families do not have the money that they're supposed to have from the government that Uncle Sugar promised them. And the government shouldn't do that. And that's what I'm here to help out with. So I'm not saying I'm here to tear things down. I think now that we know stuff from the FAA and other things, those are fights above my head. I would much rather do this from like the individual standpoint as opposed to the top down kind of a thing. So that's why I like to use more positive words. So I don't use things like, I'm not sorry and say, you burn it down kind of crap. I'll do that. That's not me. That's not me. Never take me that way. There's good and evil, and good is good and evil is evil. Let's do good things, and I'll leave it at that for today. All right, gang, pretty much right on time. I got to go do comm check and do a podcast. But I know this was helpful. Keep it up. I'll see you guys next week. Have a good weekend.